This right here for some reason has me as hype as a kid getting his first Xbox on a wintry, snowy Christmas Eve just for it not to turn on. This is the real Dragon Ball, and I know I probably sound like an EDP for looking at two babies playing and getting that happy, but this is Dragon Ball at its deepest fundamental core. From the beginning of episode 1 to the end of episode 2, it truly feels like this was Akira Toriyama's last wish. It beautifully deviates from the most saturated storylines of the recent Dragon Ball series and turns everyone into a fucking child. But this works, and it doesn't just work, it exceeds. Not only in the way that it's executed, leaving you wanting more episodes, it works by using nostalgia. Now, when everyone first saw Baby Goku in the original Daima League, it felt melancholy, like we've been through all these journeys from the start of the original Dragon Ball, seeing Goku growing up, going on all these awesome adventures, taking down these freaking goofy threats that probably brought nightmares to the Japanese children watching during this era of animation, to the equally as goofy looking, sometimes utterly terrifying threats of Super, leaving you thinking, well shit, what was the point of it all? And I think that's where this anime is going to shine. I think that Akira Toriyama wanted to stray away from the Ultra Instincts, Goku blacks, whites, greens, and yellows, the literal god of the universe, forcing fighters from across the universe to have a Call of Duty team deathmatch, while gods of destructions who can snap away universes in a mere instance and take us back to what Dragon Ball was originally meant to be. Dragon Ball at its core is meant to be a goofy, lighthearted, fun adventure for the Dragon Balls. And that's what Daima gets so right. The story takes place between the end of Z and the beginning of Super. We're shown these insanely beautifully animated scenes showing the original Dragon Ball all the way up to Z. We see all the Z villains he faced, and holy shit, it's perfect, truly giving you a feeling that something completely new is about to happen. Then we're thrown into what I can only assume is the underworld of Dragon Ball. That's when we meet our two antagonists, Goma and Dagesu. Dagesu being an evil Kai and Goma being I don't know what he is. But by how fun and playful the villains look, it immediately sets the tone for how the series is gonna go. Now they're spectating pretty much the entire Boo arc, meaning we get to relive all these hype, intense moments with this astounding animation. Thank you, Dragon Ball. But that's when we see Boo literally one-shot the original Demon King, Deborah. This has Goma shook, but at the same time, he's ecstatic because he can now take throne as the Demon King with no opposition. This is where it gets interesting though. While scrolling through the timeline, they see a wish being made to Shenron and find out that there are 7 Dragon Balls on Earth, and not only that, they can get 3 wishes. But to make it even better, Boo killed Babidi and Goku murdered Boo. Now the only people stopping Goma are the fighters of Earth. He then comes up with this devious plan, almost cartoonish plan, to turn all of them into children and obtain the evil third eye and rule over the demon world or something like that. To be honest, he could have did all of that without turning them into children and literally putting a target on his own head for absolutely no reason. But that's what gives it this fun feeling. Daima doesn't need to make sense. It just needs a villain, 3 big fantasy demon worlds for us to explore, and take us on the adventure we've been waiting for. Seeing a weakened Goku using old tools and fights and not just screaming his way into the next universe-ending threat. We know Goku's gonna get through all these different unique worlds. We know that, and that's why we can't wait to see him do it. We know this is an integral. Of course Goku's not gonna die. This feels like it was meant for OG Dragon Ball fans. It genuinely feels like Akira Toriyama wrote this goofy ass story. It's almost like he wanted us to relive the nostalgia of Dragon Ball as his last wish, to fall back in love with the Dragon Ball we all remember, not Super Saiyan 1000 Goku. I mean, everything feels right, from them taking off in their little pod and getting stopped by this fucking Nintendo villain, to them having trying to give this thing a pin code, flying into his mouth and going into an Asgard portal. That's what I'm talking about. It's pure fun. You get to see Trunks' birthday, I think, and everyone's just having fun. Big Bad Goku and Vegeta fly away to have this insane clash, which I can only describe as breathtaking. Crap, even the way they pulled up and got the Dragon Balls was hilarious. Goma brought this unnamed Namekian with him, who looks like he just inhaled a pound of za. It's not threatening at all until the Namekian does some goofy ass voodoo magic and pulls all the Dragon Balls from each different unique location and summons Shenron right in front of Dende and Mr. Popo as they watch powerlessly and in shock that they knew the exact words to summon Shenron. That's when the dreadful, or should I say goofiest wish they possibly could have fucking made. I mean, come on, you could have wished for them to be disabled. You could have wished for them to go blind. Nah, let's make them little itty babies. It's hilarious and gives off the purest Dragon Ball vibes. One more funny thing is when they try to make a third wish and Shenron was just like, nigga, no, that's a bonus for regulars. I don't know y'all like that. And just dips on them. Then we get everyone amazed by the fact that they just got infantilized. You got Goten and Trunks who literally just turned into babies. Mr. Satan who looks kinda cool as a kid. You get Master Roshi kid form, which I did not expect to see. And by far the funniest transformation was Mr. Popo. Look at him. He's so black, fat, chubby, and cute. I love it. Oh, also you get Kid Krillin who looks just like normal Krillin. It's nothing really changed. They all pull up to the lookout in hopes of finding out what the hell is going on. And it turns out Zamasu is the Getsu's brother. So when Mr. Popo told him a nigga with a clown hat pulled up, he already knew exactly who the culprit was, wasting no time to summon this ancient looking spaceship in hopes of getting to hell and saving Dende. And did I forget to mention they took Dende? Oh hell nah, look at him bro, he was so cute. But clearly the wish worked because Goku starts having difficulties even flying. Even Piccolo is crashing and slamming his head in the trees. But of course there's no plausible way that this ancient dirt machine is gonna lift off the ground. So Bulma, being a tech genius, says he's finna get to work fixing it, which could take days, maybe even weeks to do, but she's hard at it. We see Goku training, and while training he realizes, bro, my limbs are not gonna be good for reaching, bruh. I need something. He seeks out Korin in hopes of getting his legendary power pole back, which of course he gives back. And just like that, we are back to the OG Dragon Ball. Now this episode ends with this cool ass space looking dude Glorio pulling up, and he's literally like, yo Goku, let's go defeat the Demon King Daima real quick, bruh. It's so dumb, but it's the perfect setup because Goku's not gonna have any friends with him for a while. This is truly gonna be an adventure through the demon world. It encapsulates the essence of Dragon Ball perfectly, and I can't wait to cover more of Daima. I love y'all.